From an untamed deluge in Italy that swept away numerous vehicles and loud torrents in northern India, prompting locals to seek higher ground, to a forceful debris flow in Utah that replenished a once dry riverbed, and a calamity in China that submerged an entire city. Here are 10 catastrophic flash floods captured on camera. Genoa, Italy, the capital of the Liguria region and home to over 550,000 people, stands as the 6th largest city in Italy. Positioned along the Italian Riviera on the Ligurian Sea, Genoa boasts prominence as one of the Mediterranean's vital trade cities, hosting the busiest port in Italy and the 6th busiest in the EU. However, this strategic location renders the city susceptible to storms and flash floods, as evidenced during the 2011 European floods, triggered by tropical storms from the Mediterranean Sea. On November 4th, Genoa faced severe flooding. The city, along with others in Tuscany and Greater Liguria, grappled with over 500 millimeters of rainfall, overwhelming rivers and causing widespread destruction. Italian Premier Silvio Berlusconi attributed part of the problem to construction in flood-prone areas. Footage from the aftermath revealed streets strewn with debris, overturned cars, collapsed bridges, and mud-filled ports, portraying the extensive impact on the lives and properties of Genoa's residents. Adjacent to Istanbul, Turkey's capital, Ankara, stands as the country's second largest city with an ancient history dating back to around 3300 BC. During the Bronze Age, over the past century, its population surged from 75,000 in 1927 to over 5 million by 2020. In the spring of 2018, the city faced an unprecedented disaster, as the mayor described it, with torrential rain wreaking havoc on the hillside urban landscape. 3 hours worth of heavy rainfall poured down in just 9 minutes, causing walls of water to cascade through Ankara's Mamak district. The resulting flood swept away 164 cars, creating a perilous situation for residents. The video footage captures the terrifying scene in trapped drivers and floating vehicles, reflecting the immense power of the current. Miraculously, while property damage amounted to millions and injuries were sustained, no lives were lost, underscoring the resilience of Ankara's residents in the face of a formidable natural disaster. The Chamoli disaster stands as one of the most devastating natural calamities in Indian history, unfolded on February 7, 2021, near the outer Garhwal Himalayas in the state of Uttarakhand. The catastrophe commenced when a massive cluster of rocks and ice dislodged from Mount Ranti, triggering floods in 2 rivers. These waters converged to overwhelm the Alaknanda River, a vital tributary to the Ganges, India's primary river. Locals residing near the mountain captured the torrents on camera as it surged through the valley, causing widespread destruction. Initial reports pointed to a glacial lake outburst flood, where water behind a glacier breaches a natural dam. However, satellite imagery later revealed that a glacier, equivalent in size to 15 football fields, broke away from the mountain and plunged into the river systems below. The resulting deluge was so forceful that it wiped out 5 bridges, some reaching heights of 40 feet, and severed access to 13 villages in desperate need of supplies and rescue efforts. Little Falls, situated in northern New Jersey, approximately 13 miles from New York, is a township with a population just exceeding 13,000. The township derives its name from a small waterfall on the Passaic River. Despite its picturesque riverside views, Little Falls faced a significant challenge in August 2018, when heavy rain pounded New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania for days. The ensuing floods left numerous drivers stranded on waterlogged roads. A few miles away from Caldwell, New Jersey, the owners of Route 46 Chrysler Jeep Dodge witnessed their car dealership's inventory floating away, forming a dam against the Route 46 bridge. Local residents, shocked by the scene, documented the event from Route 46 overpasses. When the storm finally subsided, a towing company recovered 16 new vehicles from the water, filled with mud and debris. The governor declared a state of emergency in 5 counties, citing a month's worth of rainfall within 48 hours. On August 7, 2023, residents of the Norwegian town of Hemsedal received a chilling warning from the Norwegian Meteorological Institute as storm hands approached the country. a red danger alert was issued, signifying the imminent threat of extremely heavy rainfall in parts of southern Norway. The storm marked the most severe rainstorm in 25 years for some areas, leading to the evacuation of entire towns. As the relentless rain battered the Nordic country, the situation escalated when a dam on the Glomma, southern Norway's largest river, burst. The resulting wave of water triggered landslides and catastrophic flooding, washing away homes, including structures that were not designed to float downstream. Despite the flood occurring in early August, there were prior warnings, with monthly rainfall in July being 300% above historical average. This trend continued into August, with daily rain during the first 10 days. Storm hands wreaked havoc across Europe, flooding towns, tearing roofs off houses, and causing widespread disruptions. Ironically, this deluge followed a summer that began with destructive wildfires across northern Europe, highlighting the stark contrast in weather conditions. Moab, Utah, a quaint city near the Colorado border, is renowned for its popularity among mountain biking enthusiasts, offering a network of challenging trails, including the famous Slick Rock Trail. However, Moab's significance extends beyond its recreational attractions due to its strategic location near the Colorado River. Before the era of railroads, it served as a crucial crossing point for those journeying west to California. On July 28, 2021, Moab faced a remarkable event when a thunderstorm swept through the area, unleashing heavy rain that flooded streams connected to the Colorado River, coursing through the town. Water surged through nearby canyons, disrupting traffic on Highway 191. A local positioned near a dry riverbed captured footage as water flowed through what was once a dry creek leading from the Colorado River. Typically, such creeks dry up in the hot summer months, but spontaneous rainfall like the Moab storm can revive them, showcasing the rapid downhill flow of water that carves new paths in the dry ground. The city manager labeled the July flood as a 100-year storm, indicating a 1% chance of occurrence in any given year, not necessarily once every 100 years. Coincidentally, Moab experienced another 100-year flood about 13 months later. Mandi, a quaint Indian city nestled in the Himachal Pradesh, lies 90 miles north of the state capital, boasting a population exceeding 26,000. Despite its rapid development and thriving local economy, the city retains its historical charm. However, in July 2023, Mandi faced a devastating blow as a ferocious flash flood tore through, eroding some of its enchanting character. India, renowned for its intense rainstorms, witnessed one of the wettest July days in over 4 decades, inundating the region with 6 inches of rainfall. The city's vulnerability to such calamities, given its proximity to hills and mountains, resulted in severe landslides. A cameraman reported the formation of a lake atop a hill overlooking the city, prompting local authorities to issue landslide warnings. Residents scrambled to higher ground, leaving behind homes and businesses. Mandi, among the hardest-hit cities, witnessed substantial loss, with local reports highlighting the storm's widespread impact, compelling the evacuation of approximately 2,000 people in anticipation of further rainfall. On July 20th, 2014, a small community with around 600 residents experienced a significant challenge when it was deluged with 2 inches of rain in just 2 hours. While this may pale in comparison to the impact of typhoons, it was enough to trigger a devastating flash flood. Fortunately, a local resident named John Humphrey happened to be on hand with his camera to capture the destructive flood as it swept through the town. The scene resembled a tumultuous river ride with debris floating downstream. The flood caused substantial damage, amounting to $3 million in property damages and affecting 300 homes. Despite the considerable impact on private property, the damage fell short of FEMA's threshold for intervention at $3.7 million, leaving locals feeling abandoned, although they were spared the necessity of evacuating their streets. On June 2, 2019, a devastating flood wreaked havoc on a small community in West Mexico. The flood inflicted significant damage to numerous roads and over 1,000 homes, obliterating at least 8 bridges and complicating rescue efforts. Stranded residents found themselves grappling with the aftermath as the floodwaters covered their homes and vehicles in mud. As the cameraman retreated from the advancing mud, a scene unfolded on the street featuring a white horse and its owner navigating the waterlogged terrain. Although the flood appeared to slow down on the street, the situation intensified when the cameraman turned a corner, revealing the river in overflow, with mud and debris cascading over its banks. Despite the absence of heavy rain in the immediate area, speculation arose regarding the flood's cause, with some attributing it to a storm in the surrounding mountains. Regardless of the trigger, the San Gabriel flood proved to be a catastrophic disaster. The summer of 2023 in China unfolded as an unprecedented period of flooding, with a relentless onslaught of monsoons, typhoons, and intense rainfall. 16 cities and provinces were grappling with record-breaking rainfall and flooding, courtesy of Typhoon Doksuri. Beijing, the Chinese capital, faced its heaviest rainfall in 140 years, enduring nearly 7 months' worth of rain within just 3 days. Footage from the city revealed the staggering impact of the flooding, with cars floating down rivers like bath toys, blurring the boundaries between roads and water. Reports indicated that over 1.8 billion cubic meters of water submerged the affected area, impacting at least 1.5 million people, with rural districts in Beijing bearing the brunt. Economic losses surpassed 13.2 billion, marking Doksuri as one of the costliest natural disasters in Chinese history. The aftermath included homes washed away, hundreds of thousands of acres of agricultural land underwater, and officials estimating a minimum of 2 years for rebuilding, an overwhelming task given the extensive devastation. That wraps up our video for today. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel already, please consider doing so. Thank you for tuning in. Enduring nearly 7 months worth of rain within just 3 days,